Nightingale's new Realms Rebuild update is filled with a whole lot of new content. A brand new storyline with new challenging boss encounters, new enemies to deal with, but also puzzles to solve and of course new weapons and armor to craft. Especially the crafting system. It allows you to customize your gear like in no other game. So today I want to walk you through all the steps you want to know about to craft the best endgame weapons, tools and armor. From hunting rare tier 5 resources and important cards you want to play to drastically increase the yield for these, but also boost the quality of refinements, to then maximizing your both damage and survivability with the ideal crafting or end result, with all the tips and tricks provided in today's guide. So let's get crafting. I would like to say a big thanks to Inflection Games, the studio behind Nightingale, for making today's video possible. New to Nightingale or curious about the update, check it out on Steam with my link in the description down below. Timestamps can be found right there as well. Let's start off with the ideal farming conditions. How you can maximize your yield, basically quadruple the amount of resources you get. This, to begin with, can be done with major realm cards. Specifically, the Antiquarian realm cards, they come with a plus 100% bonus to wood, so you will double the yield from breaking those trees. With Astrolable, you get double the amount of stone and ore when breaking nodes, while with a Herbarium card, you will double the amount of plant yield. Today, I'd like to walk you through the full process of crafting a top tier weapon. Let's focus on the Mystic lever action rifle, which can be shot multiple times, amazing for the end game, which requires a marksman barrel, a stock, a refined action and a cut gem. So we're gonna need raw gems, a whole lot of ingots for the action and the barrel, while we also need some lumber for the stock. So we're gonna have to focus on specific realms to maximize our yield and find specific resources. For the first one, we're gonna make a Ascended Astrolable Forest. This is where we can find the best ores in the game, not only for ranged, but also melee weapons. We're gonna reset the realm. The first thing you want to do when entering these realms is open up your map and check out the currently played minor realm cards. I just cleansed the world so it doesn't have any active, but what you can do right now is place a crude remote realmic transmuter. It instantly allows you to play any type of card you want without having to search for the realmic transmuter in the world itself. The next thing we can do to increase, let's say, our movement speed, make resource finding a little bit easier, is place something like a Thinned Veil card. This one drastically reduces gravity, so it's going to be easier to scale terrain and find precious resources. The first thing you want to do to spot rare nodes of tier 5 ore is gain height. This will make it so much easier to spot peer-wise in your surroundings. Ah, look at that. I am 100% certain that right here we'll be able to pick up some rare tier 5 ore. So with the Thinned Veil card, it's going to be easy mode to reach this place. We can even release our umbrella and carefully follow the platform. For this specific ore, we're gonna need a tool of level 100, as you can see, which can be easily achieved if you upgrade your gear. I already made a full guide on how you can do this, can be found in the top right of the screen, but if you use a specific enchantment, it's gonna be even easier to break these nodes. We get 2 ores instead of 1 because we are in the 100% harvest stone and ore yield, while this can be further boosted with a specific realm card. If we place the realmic transmuter right here, what you want to do is check out the forge card. This one further increases the ore yield and reduces the time needed to refine ore products and also improve the quality of metal items. This one, in the progression tab, can be picked up in the tier 3 menu right there. If you're lucky, you can sometimes come across multiple rare nodes in one single realm. If that's not the case though, you want to get back to your respite realm, close the portal to that specific realm, and reset it with the exact same realm card. So you will spawn in a fresh world with better luck next time, I guess. The Oberon's Bounty enchantment is amazing for your tools to make short work of the nodes and pick up the resources fast. As you can see, right now we're sitting on plus 300 noble hollow ores after checking out just 2 realms and a couple minutes of mining. Unfortunately though, still no melee or ranged damage ores, so let's check out another realm. As you can see, the noble Bismaltus looks very different compared to the noble hollows, with this more squarish, shiny texture, let's say, of the ore, which comes with a whole lot of different colors. After visiting just one POI, we already got our hands on 44 of this precious resource. This is probably one of, if not the best type of ore to focus on to deal a ton of melee damage. Great for your axe and pickaxe crafts, while we're gonna make a ranged weapon, so we're still searching for some Einaidias. If you are a little bit lucky, inside forests, you can also come across this specific plant which can be mined, the dulcet lapis. It's an amazing consumable, so not something you can smelt, but this one comes with maximum stamina increase, critical strike damage, etc. So definitely want to focus on, found on these unique mushroom pillars, let's say. But finally, in the same world, we managed to find some Einaidias. This specific resource, though, probably one of the trickiest to gather in the game, as the nodes are located on difficult to reach spots. From my experience, with a little bit of practice, you wanna use your climbing picks and try and get on the top of the nodes rather than the sides, because it's very easy to slip off. Anyways, after we've taken all the Einaidia ore, check it out, we have a total of 60 from one single spawn. So now we've gathered all the different types of precious ore to craft top tier components for any type of gear. Back at the workbench, for the Mystic Lever Action Rifle, we're also gonna need precious gems and lumber to craft all the different components, which we're gonna get to in a second, but specifically for lumber. For this, you also want to find specific realms. Burlwood can be found in desert realms, which comes with magical powers. Ribbonwood comes with melee damage, found in forest realms, while sapplewood with range damage comes from the swamps. So you guessed it, for this one we're gonna spawn in a Antiquarian, because these come with that 100% wood yield. We're gonna make sure that we reset the realm. Anyways, opening up the map, we have a weighted eminent card. So we're gonna get rid of that. First place that nice portable realmic transmuter. And this time we're gonna use a lumber mill card, as these will increase the wood yield. Check it out. If we quickly chop down this tree, we get +6. The stump is going to be another 6-ish, while after we've played the card, check it out, with the Oberon's Bounty, we can get an insane amount of wood right here. That's +28, sometimes even more than that. Sprout trees. I don't know how to explain it better. It's like they come from Pandora. Avatar trees, let's say. But we've got another group right there. Another pack right in front of us. So it's, yeah, pretty difficult to miss them. It can be found in all the different types of realms, while you also want to focus on the little plants right next to them. Specifically in the swamp realm, these Titiana's crowns are also amazing to craft different types of armor. I mean, check it out. Health regen, stamina regen, and stealth rating. Also want to check out these specific realms for rare resources. Tier 5 resources, which you can, for example, mine. This specific raw mushroom comes with amazing stats for consumables, so you can break that. I mean, inside my base, I have a whole lot of interesting snacks, like the Ohoe flies come with increased movement speed, HP, and stamina. Amazing for cooking. Also, some luminous spore plant fiber. But the tier 4 plant fiber you find right next to those rare trees already comes with amazing stats for crafting specifically armor. Anyways, last but not least for this craft, for the resources themselves, we're gonna need some precious gems. And there isn't a better place than the desert to look for them. Any type of desert works basically. I think you even want to focus on a herbarium desert. The reason why I take herbarium is because it will double our plant yield. Gem yield cannot be boosted, but in deserts specifically, you can come across a great type of plant. Hold blooms from forest, maximum HP and health bonuses, while the Desert Cinder Strands come with maximum stamina and stamina regen, which without doubt is the best one to boost your combat and survival capabilities. But yeah, as I already shared earlier, the Burlwood right here comes with magical powers. Right now though, we are on the hunt for some rare gems, which can be pretty tricky to spot, but you simply want to look for these bizarre looking geysers or node spawns, let's say. This one right here comes with the raw gem Lorsum and Ammonite. These aren't the best gems out there, while they do provide you with some pretty nice resistances. Ammonite, Fire Resist, and Lost Rune, Injury. For the craft we have in mind though, the rifle, I'd like to focus on something that increases our combat capabilities, like our precious Dead Tree. This one comes with red gems. The Star Rubies, these are the ones we want to have critical strike damage and also magic powers, so actually useful for different types of crafts. Well, I saw another precious gem deposit in the distance. I mean, in the desert you can come across a whole lot of unique POIs. This specific one comes with raw gem Pandora's Purity. It's a pink type of gem basically. Check it out. Health regeneration and increased poison resistance. But yeah, now that we've gotten our hands on all the resources we need for our crafts, it's time to focus on, of course, the crafting. But before we do this, we once again want to check out our Enchanter's Focus, as this is where you can find a whole lot more minor realm cards, which can actually make all this even more efficient. Let me quickly open up the progressions menu, as we're going to start off with the tier 2s. I mean, if you make an artisan card, you can improve the durability of all your crafted items and have the stations always augmented by the ideal environment. If we quickly have a look at our workbench, for example, inspect it, you can see that we get a ton of bonuses because of the augmentations that it has around it. Simple farming augment, crafting food items have more yield, animal products have more yield, two-handeds will have more range damage, for example. So all this is super important if you craft both weapons and tools. But if you don't want to worry about all that, simply place the artisan card and it will take care of all the bonuses and increase durability. But if we check out the tier 3 tab, well, this is where we can find cards that will further increase the stats of items we're going to craft right now. For example, with a forge card, we increase the ore yield, reduce time needed to refine ore products, but also improve the quality of metal items, which means if we smelt our ores into ingots, the stats will be better. You know what, let's make ourselves a precious Einaidia ingot of tier 5, which by default comes with a nice range damage bonus of 12%. However, if we play a forge card and make this exact same ingot Einaidia, there we go, now the stats will be much better. The first one, 12% range damage and 1.6% movement speed, while the second, 2.6% movement speed and 40% range damage. This will also impact the refined item. For example, if we now make a refined action with different types of gears, as you can see, it will be better or worse. So it's very important you always first play a forge card to make the best ingots possible. While we also have, for example, a lumber mill card with which you can increase the wood yield, reduce time needed to refine wood products, but also improve the quality of these wooden items, which means they will deal more damage, specifically the ranged weapons. For melee weapons, you want to make something like the Combatant's Workshop card. This one makes tools deal more damage, but offers reduced yield, so great for axes and pickaxes. While you can also make the Harvester Workshop card, offers greater yield and reduced stamina cost. So that would be amazing if you craft new hunting knives or, for example, your sickles with which you can harvest those plant fibers. The first thing we're going to do is play that forge card. So we have that nice bonus to ingot quality. That's a whole lot of tier 5 ingots with the best possible stats. Anyways, now that we've gotten our hands on all these ingots, we can play a cleansing card, as we don't want to decrease the powers or stats basically of all the other items crafted. Right now, the masonry bench, we want to have a nice cut gem. So we're going to search for cut gem. We're going to need stone powder. I've got a whole lot of that, and we're going to search for the best possible ones. You will always find the tier 5s in the bottom. So the raw gem star ruby, that's the one with the critical strike damage. If you make something like a hunting knife, you can use a less powerful gem because these can be difficult to find. But in general, I think something like the abalonite could be interesting if you want to have more climbing or harvesting capabilities because it comes with movement speed and stamina regen. Right now for the rifle, we also want to make ourselves some lumber. We're going to do that with the sapplewood. That's the ranged damage. By the way, you can also come across tier 5 lumber, advanced U, I think. Comes with both melee and range damage. Could be interesting for crafts like this one right here. But don't make this mistake with crafting, guys. Very important. We're going to need a stock for our rifle. The stock is made from poles. Poles are made from the regular lumber, but not only regular lumber can be used right here, but also gilded lumber. So before you use lumber, first turn that lumber, which we've just made, into gilded lumber with that precious ingot, which we've just picked up. So the Einaidia is there. We want to pick up the 14% range damage. So let's make like 10. So for the fasteners, get back to the forge and search for that precious Einaidia of higher quality. Important though, if you craft it right now, it's only going to be range damage plus 12. So before we do this, revisit your table, replay the forge cards, and then you want to focus on that item. There we go. That's the sweet 14% damage. That's for the handle specifically, but for this rifle, we only need a stock. So we can just throw in the pole right there with the sapplewood Einaidia. Voila. We also need a refined action and marksman barrel. So let's get back to the forge. Refined action, that's going to be a regular action, and mechanical gears. Mechanical gears, also ingots Einaidia. Just one of those. Bombardiers can also drop some nice actions, by the way. This one still has the best stats. You always want to craft these yourself. If you combine the two, well, you're going to have the best refined action possible. So there we go. Make sure you always use the right one and then make yourself that precious marksman barrel, which now comes with a 4.2% bonus movement speed and 26% ranged damage. But guys, before you become excited and start that craft with all the precious components you just made, don't yet press craft, as once again, we're gonna switch the cards on the Realmic Transmuter. Let's quickly record the attributes, primarily critical strike damage 2.8, range damage 658.8. If we now play the lumber mill card, well, you're gonna see the magic happen. Marksman barrel, stock, refined action of 26, and the Kachem star. 666, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna dance with the devil. Better compared to the previous craft. Now you can go ahead and make that precious rifle. It's gonna be a tier 3++ with already a gear score of 70 without any upgrades. Anyways, after that, bring it to the excellent workbench. Right now, we're gonna throw in some of that sweet tier 4 essence. Oh boy, seems like we won't have enough tier 4 essence to make it to the final upgrades. But guys, worry not, on the channel I already shared a method on how you can upgrade everything to epic in under an hour with a pretty insane farming strategy. My guide with everything you want to know about it can be found in the top right of the screen. Check it out, plus 100 tier 4 essence, which is going to be more than enough to finish our craft. From 84 with another 150 tier 4 essence, we go to a whopping 95 item level with almost 900 range damage, but we can do even better. Right now, we also want to visit the Enchanter's Focus, type in tier 3, because we want to make some infusions. Tier 4 infusions don't exist, but this is where we can focus on either ranged or critical strike damage. I think both of them are fine, while I like to just maximize my range damage. On top of that, we also want to craft a nice charm. My absolute favorite one is the Charm of the Called Shots, as it increases weak point damage but decreases non-weak point damage. For Seasoned Marksman, this one is gonna be amazing, while if you constantly hit enemies, then you could also focus on the Charm of Steadiness. Grants a stacking range damage increase after hitting a creature with a ranged damage. All stacks are removed after a period without attacking. For these types of crafts, you don't want to worry about the items used or cards played, as all the bonuses will basically go away. You simply get the charm cord. Anyways, now we're ready to maximize the power of this craft. The Mystic Lever Action Rifle of 95. If we apply this range damage infusion to it, it's gonna be even higher level. Check it out, 115. Right now, we're also going to apply this charm. Let's first go with the steadiness, so you can see how potent it is. Now it goes to 121. Wait a second. Yeah, that's, I think, the highest you can go. But for showcase purposes, this one, by the way, much better compared to the one which I had earlier. 856, 896. That's 29k on the head. 210 right there. Oh, that was a hard shot. There we go. 26,000. Oh, brutality. By the way, I have a Charm of Patience on this one. If I don't shoot for a couple seconds, I'm going to deal more damage. Charm of Steadiness also on the boots, so you can actually combine different charms to make your character deal even more damage. There is one more thing I want to show you guys. I'm currently working on a ultimate guide which will cover all the best hides, chitin, pelts, etc. to maximize your survivability and damage output. This will help you to also craft the best armor with top tier stats. Anyways, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. A big thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the content and share your thoughts in the comments down below. More questions or video suggestions are very welcome right there as well. Again, a big thanks to Inflection Games, the studio behind Nightingale, for making today's video possible. Right now though, it's 4 AM out. I want to wish you an amazing day. I'll check you in the next video or live stream. Peace.